I'm going to 300% Astro's Playroom by not only 100%ing the base game's trophies, but also the DLC for the speedruns and the super secret hidden 4 special bots. Have you ever wondered what goes on inside a PlayStation? Well, Astro Bot's gonna show ya by warming up all the hardware contained within the CPU plaza. And sweet! I didn't know there was an OG PlayStation inside every PS5. Hey, CPU kid, let me in the back to tank!
Let me in! Let me in!
No.
Fine, I'll just play on my PlayStation then. By the way, comment what your first console was. Mine was the Super Nintendo. For now, I can't wait to play some good old classics. A ruddy gotcha machine? Wait, gotcha wasn't a thing in the US back in 1994. Something must be up with the cooling system. Better check it out. Ooh, complete with water slide. Whee! Look who's out here. Kratos and...
Boy.
Getting some family time in. And that's not all. Loco Roco is back in the house. As if anyone cared. Anywho, I start a treasure hunt in the outlying islands, holding up a PS3 controller, feeling the tropical vibes as I swim among the other bots, pull out a few more frayed wires before taking a relaxing walk along the beach, and jump on the umbrellas like they're some sort of trampoline. Oh my gosh! A bot is tied to balloons in the air! You're saved! Oh, and now he's drowning.
Help me! I'm drowning!
Suck it up, kid. Moving on, I go into a sandstorm.
Sandstorms are very, very dangerous.
Yes, I know, Annie. Sheesh. What's in here anyways? Aw, yeah, it's a full-size pool with an opportunity to become a hell diver.
Become a legend.
What the heck? I didn't know bots could get obese. Yeah, I'm not paid enough to figure out that science. Instead, I'll zip myself into a springy frog suit, which of course lets me bounce around like a maniac, shattering perfectly good windows. Much like the delinquent Shadow, we not only break stuff, we're both packing heat. A move gun here and a small pistol a little later.
I had my pieces.
Your pieces.
My gun.
Oh.
Our time with the suit is brief, but we slide on, revealing that Solid Snake was hiding in the box all along, before I make my way through the chilly air being brought from the tropics to the Antarctic. What Sony artifact could be buried here? Someone clearly took a page out of Nintendo's book. Returning to shore, I notice another balloon-tied citizen in trouble. Never fear, I'll pop those balloons. I seem to be making things worse. Outskating the eventual call from the police, I dig up an old Sony classic Bot Charted. I remember playing this as a kid. Later on, Sony introduces Nintendo DS Blow on microphone mechanics to yo-ho blow the iceberg forward. Anywho, Resident Evil is back.
One big family reunion.
Quick, get in the frog suit before my rider Chris goes off again. This time I get to challenge myself with an Olympic hurdling event, break through yet another window, followed by draining an icy swamp for a PSP Universal Media Disc copy of Bato Roco. Now just to jump/balance myself on a dice-like rotating cube, breaking free a PSP to play on, then finish gathering all the puzzle pieces hidden in the Colorado Springs. Our reward is Black Friday camping outside for the last of the PlayStation 3s. Who remembers those days? Thawing out, I make my way into the GPU jungle, which is not only home to an encampment of monster hunters without pesky palicos, but also a rave with Crash Bandicoot and Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn. Anywho, I check out every vine-covered cavity for more hidden move controllers, before busting open Alucard's coffin from the Nintendo classic Castlevania.
Please go away. Let me sleep for the love of God.
Now for some standard Astro Bot tech, such as spinning around flower cranks for unconventional paths forward. This jungle is crazy, filled with trigger button-shaped platforms, tightrope walks with bird cannons, and electrical carrot targets. Rounding a corner, I come across The Last of Us, and further on the ridge, Nathan Drake is showing off his incredible forearm strength on the yellow-painted ledges. Anyway, oh my gosh, look out! I didn't know I was in Indiana Jones!
Whew, that was close.
Going to the left of the crushing trap, I pull up a PS Vita cartridge containing a totally legit title, then get lectured by our GPUs about how hard they work.
Everything I do it for you.
Next, I gear up as a...
monkey.
And this is where that dreadful motion control gimmick came from. For shame! At least I catch a ride for half of the climb, and can use the chin-up bars for a little boost. Unfortunately, some genius decided to add crumbling rocks that I can't grip too hard on. And all I get is a lousy Wii sensor bar in return. Oh well, guess I'll practice my DJ Hero skills aligning rocks, then finally escape from those motion controls. It's Big Brother in 4K. Why you got a sword? Well, you gonna help me or am I gonna keep getting blown off course? Jack, no one cares about your stories. We're climbing the future and you're not a part of it. Unfortunately, not everything about Sony's future is well received. What a disappointment the Vita was. Coming across a Zelda chest, what could be inside? Holy great Deku, it's Link's bow! And more bots in trouble! I'll save you! They'll be fine, I hope. That's not all. I can blow up Dynamite, which of course only makes my problems worse. The Stone Dragon mini-boss starts off strong, spamming cannonballs, until he gets sleepy, bringing out his explosive weaknesses. On its second round, the projectiles force us to jump in the air, but yeah, I got his ear. All that's left for the fight is one more dodge of the bullets, and a final shot across the nose gives me a ringside ticket to a Tekken tournament. After betting my life savings on the match, I deflect an enemy shot with an arrow, interrupt some demon souls leveling up, and unfortunately return to the monkey suit.
This is the worst!
As if I didn't have enough problems. Enemies now spawn while I'm climbing, on top of collapsing walls. I don't want to replay this bit, so I'll swing to every secret path I can and pop the silver trophy, getting the last of the jigsaws, in order for me to gain a last addition to my arsenal. Jeez, PlayStation loves these. Closing the monkey madness, I crawl my way through rotating walls, finally shedding me of the frustrating monkey experience. I hop across snow-covered joysticks, granting me my very own PlayStation 4, racing away to the SSD Speedway, or as I like to call it, F-Zero-X. I make use of thrust and glide my way through opposing traffic. Coming in for a landing, I witness a buried Buster Sword from Advent Children, then take a trip up to my favorite rocket ship and encounter Ratchet, acting as the shuttle's mechanic. He looks so similar to Jack. Anyhow, I find an OG PS2 controller behind the launch pad. Hold on a minute! I missed out on 2 full puzzle pieces in the first area? I forgot the first rule of platforming. Always check behind you. Meanwhile, an extra artifact was hidden on the first glide of the level. Making my way down under the stage brings back everyone's favorite, the Pyramid Head. Back at the rocket, I pop off the nose cone, revealing a miniature rocket inside of it. Now I can thrust and drop down for hidden items as well as set off dynamite, blasting open an old-fashioned controller expansion port. When couch co-op was a thing. Okay, enough with the nostalgia. I gotta navigate carefully through this electric slide, then boost my way through the dark web. Careful, kids, don't go there. All this for the necessary memory card. Can you believe we paid good money for 8 megabytes of storage?
Pepperidge Farm remembers.
Yeah, good times. Anyways, let's go into the space station, carefully land on this little pad, and of course not forget the puzzle piece hidden here. Taking a spacewalk, I find Dante mid-fight with the annoying Jester. Moseying on, I launch some fireworks, which technically wouldn't work in space, but that's neither here or there. Gotta check all the space in space to make sure I can get jiggy with it. Hey, you! Wanna bounce like a Japanese game show? Oh crap, I launched him into a black hole!
That's killed me! It's killed me!
After getting away with murder, I decide to blow away a satellite followed by immediate galactic karma for my crimes. I didn't like that, so I pop it like a Christmas cracker, unveiling the lost PS2 bot disc. Doubling back, I get myself a freaking Gatling gun!
Oh yeah!
Stop! It's party time! And we don't live in a fascist nation!
I must have hit something vital because we've lost gravity! Quick, to the bot rocket, Robin! I need to weave through an asteroid field?
Sir, the possibility of successfully navigating an asteroid field is approximately...
Never tell me the odds! Careful, we don't want to prove that bucket of bolts right again, don't! After definitely making it through the asteroid field with only a couple of deaths, I enter a second bomb-filled field. Okay, it's time to show off my piloting skills. I didn't master Diddy Kong Racing for nothing. Like a master in the craft, I weave around the exposed electrical panels, carefully respect the distance between the mines and the walls, and enter a giant mine mini-boss's chambers, which resulted in my death. This was rough. The boss kept lowering the dynamite weakness right when I was gonna light the fuse, causing many mishaps. Playing carefully, dodging the final flash and the turrets that pushed me around, I finally was able to light the fuse, exposing his final weakness and get my revenge. Haha, sayonara! The best-selling console of all time is mine! In between during a gotcha break, I unlocked a secret item that earned me a trophy. Time to quit while I'm ahead of gambling and go to Memory Meadow. Now I know I shouldn't try to save this Nedison, but you gotta finish what you started. Outrunning the sins clawing at my back, I run against blowing clouds like I'm in Mario 3D World, then dig like it's Link's Awakening for an N64 era PS1 controller. No dual shock here. Slogging through the mud, I come across Sam Porter bridges. Jumping around the console-shaped clouds, I clamber up a rocky cliff face, unlocking the official PlayStation mouse. Well, I can say it's better than getting hit by flying garbage. Anyway, I jealously watch a bird who is better at rescuing bots than I ever could be. Then ford my way through the storm, running into rock-hard snow.
Hell.
That must mean a full-on hurricane is coming! NEM! It's a twister! Above the clouds now, I zip into an adorable morph ball, blasting me off into the wild blue and pink yonder, where I, of course, go Wii bowling.
Nice run!
Now to keep rolling through the muck and stone, maneuvering carefully to avoid the ultimate fall. Or not. Apparently you can come to a complete stop by pressing the touchpad. That gets me a PS1 copy of Astro Bot. After the ride was done, I replayed the stage for a branched off path. Feeling the electricity in the air, I feel like I'm back in the lightning plains on Final Fantasy X. But I must be in heaven, because angelic CRTs are trying to crush me. That's tube TVs for you youngsters. And get off my lawn. Anywho, who's up for a round of pinball? As the ball? I am, and I'll get the high score. Yeah, all I got was a measly puzzle piece. Actually, 2, thanks to the usual pinball machine hijinks. Rolling onwards, I cut across an icy, slippery mess, opening up a new DualShock PS1 controller, even though it wasn't used for most OG PlayStation games. Bumping onwards, I bump and roll around a flying saucer for the last area puzzle piece, then hit the brakes to avoid being bounced to oblivion for Sony's very own Tamagotchi. Now you'll never unsee it. At last, I get my hands on the last PlayStation console, which was also the first. Do it! I'm not to the full 100% yet, though. I have to go back to keep playing Keepy Uppy with a beach ball while in the frog suit, let my intrusive thoughts win on the splash pad jet, show off my ice skating workout spin jumping 3 times on the cubes, then hide under a bus stop from the origami killer. The next trophy was hidden behind my least favorite game mechanic and required a 99-foot drop while catching myself. And confusingly, the clouds would climb up with you. The only way I found to do this was rushing up this section and launching myself once I got close to what I guess is 90 feet.
Oh, great heavens!
That was way too close. I graduate from this round of difficult trophies and can chill while rolling up a snowball until it becomes a snow boulder, followed immediately by hunting down every single rabbit on the peak. And now for the most American achievement. Yippee-ki-yay, mother bodder. I went back through any levels where I had missed puzzle pieces, allowing me to finish the last of the wall murals, and fittingly the only remaining gotcha item was a jigsaw. Next, I pull out my inner Neo, punching away 10 of the Matrix agents. Prove I'm the ultimate Nintendo fanboy by slugging the PlayStation logo, claim my Millennial Participation Trophy from the in-game lab, then use percussive maintenance to get the PSVR set working. As if that's not enough, I climbed to the very far point of the guns hanging from the lab roof, walked through the PlayStation Home symbol, then feel my age popping open the OG's disc tray. What makes me feel even older is revealing Sony's original logo. To finish out the first 100%, I use fear tactics, punching and kicking sitting bots to get 20 of them to follow me around, earning the Platinum Trophy, leaving only the DLCs to be done. What was that? A strange sound coming from the basement? Guess I should go check it out, even though this is the worst decision to do in a horror film. Oh, I have
have a bad feeling about this.
Well, nothing ventured. Holy smokes, I'm being sucked into a time machine now all the way back to 1994. I was 2 years old then. Shut up, don't comment on my age. Turning the console on creates a stairway of memory cards. There is some serious symbolism here. Why so many stairs? I mean, we had elevators back in the 90s. From the darkness emerges a freaking T-Rex? The only boss in the entire game was placed in the DLC? Well, at least it's free. Astro, be on alert. It's going down. Watch out for the spinning discs that he's throwing out like Xena the Warrior Princess. And I almost got eaten. Dang, hit already by a shockwave of all things. That's not all. He tilts the land, making dodge timing very tight. But guess what? I'm gonna punch your eye. The prehistoric tear responds with tail slams, more distracting mooks, even more of Kung Lao's hat spam, and...
Was that the bite of 87?
No, 94, you idiot! Again, with the shockwaves. But I've studied the Three Stooges smacking each other just for this moment. Like the Ice Age, I've taken down the last of the dinosaurs. It appears my celebration was premature. Like Mechagodzilla, the Tyrannosaur rises from the sea, chasing me with flaming fury. I gotta go fast, because he's melting every steel beam. With a hard stare, the Rex uses Superman's laser vision, followed up with spamming missiles. I didn't think I had entered the gungeon. When that doesn't work, he goes back to chomping the board. Now I've got his number, dodging his chainsaw massacre, avoiding the area of effect rocket rain, and who could forget the tail whips? He screws up, digging out a trophy with his laser eyes. That's solid gold. How you think your optic nerve is gonna like being bashed by precious metal? Ooh, that's gotta hurt. But Mecha Rexy doesn't care. He launches right back into the action, non-stop I may add. Eat a PlayStation Platinum, you overgrown trash compactor. It's the only one you're ever gonna get. Completely at our mercy, I pull and pull and pull out his tongue for the ultimate lick attack. Gengar would be proud in 4K. I sure earned these fireworks. And the futuristic PlayStation 5 for my game room. Just like that, I've unlocked every artifact in the game. The first DLC also introduced the network speedruns, which are, as you guessed, speedruns through condensed levels of the base game, with added traps, tricks, and platforms to really push my skills to the limit. I won't cover everything because I mostly passed through them on my first go. A couple of minor inconveniences included rushing past this iceberg-filled stream that I thought I could hover past easily. All I had to change was to land on the chunk of ice right before the exit. Then on Cloud 9, my worst enemy, the electric mines, paralyzed my Elite Four run, and trying to go slowly made no difference. In the end, I had to quick cop past them and trusted my platforming instincts to see me through. And now for the moment I was dreading.
Return to monkey.
Thankfully, unlike the full Astro Bot Game's monkey speedrun, besides the crumbling grip portions where I had to have extreme trigger button discipline, this level was a complete cakewalk. I mean, climb. Didn't ever rage over the motion controls. I thought the Kermit the Frog section was going to be even easier, but it was actually the speedrun that took me the longest amount of time. Not only was I the slowest in the frog suit, it was also very punishing whenever I missed a jump having to charge my bounce and wait for another platform. That being said, I still aced this on the first attempt. Hopefully over a minute doesn't screw up my overall score. Returning to my Samus cosplay, I thought Slow and Steady would win the race, but an angry pin said otherwise.
You shall not pass. Let me just sneak right past you.
Didn't stop me from setting a record another over a minute? Jeez. Oh, I had nothing to worry about. All 8 challenges were done in under 7 minutes combined. For some reason, the only trophy remaining in the first pack was to irritate the CPU to punch the glass with 10 bots on the other side of it. Anything for 200%. And we're not done yet. The second DLC has special bots hidden in each world that are pretty much impossible to find without a guide. Thus, in the GPU jungle, I passed by the Bloodborne Hunter cutting Link's grass and quest deeper into the brush to bring up Lady Maria of the Old Hunters expansion. But jumping over to her does not set her free. Instead, I had to find a tree with a clock implanted on it and input November 24th, 2015, which was when the Old Hunters DLC for Bloodborne was released. Freeing Maria of the Hunter's dream. Walking back above the clouds, I nab a throwable, resist the urge to throw it, and stroll past the Ape Escape crew so I can chuck it at a hidden target patch amongst the clouds, revealing a regular ape. Riding a console cloud, I hop along the cliff face, then like Steve, punch a tree to harvest bananas, which I offer to the ape that hasn't escaped. The primates then proceeds to floss, and I give a hint mimicking the dance move, along with the disco and whatever the next 2 dance moves are called. I know I've seen them somewhere before. Oh no, the ape has escaped! Wrong game. I mean, yay, he's free. Meanwhile, up in space, I stand on a hidden ledge to bring up Celine, Returnal's heroine. Next, I arm up with the Gatling gun, then resist the temptation to kill any of the little green men while avoiding dying from their attacks. This is where things become, how the heck was I ever supposed to figure out this puzzle? You have to stand on this miniature dead bot, allow yourself to get killed, and supposedly that resets a time loop in reference to the Returnal game, saving Celine's soul. Sure. For the last special bot, I have to figure out the correct order to stand on Starfish all across the wide open beach area. What could be under Starfish number 4? It's a brand new driver from Gran Turismo. However, he's still stuck within the glass, so I trek all the way back across the beach again so I can tip over a seashell that reveals a steering wheel and begin to hear a racetrack while in the pause menu. Turns out the level menu is also a map that I need to complete a full circuit around without going over the same space twice to impress the driver enough to make like a tree and leaf. And that's how I 300%ed Astro's Playroom. It'd mean the world to me if you could like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. If this does well, I hope to do Astro Bot Rescue mission next. You all have a good one. Thanks.